March 4th, 2025. Today I went out, like I said in the other video with my boyfriend. Went to the dentist office and we went out to eat. And then on the way back, where I'd already been playing the videos in the cars, the statements, I know my car's bugged and I know they hacked the login. They announced it in Walmart probably the first or second month of the case. Okay. That Will was selling the login for $25 a pop. Okay. When I can go in different states and I have it. It's on the internet. It's on the internet too that M13 is hacking protective live case with statement, protective live cases, protected custody cases, and live streaming. Okay. So if you have the login, send the link to the police and the feds so they can find out who's hacking them. Okay. Today, like I said, on the way home, we were talking. I said, my ex-daughter-in-law, Melissa, I had more respect for her than she did for herself. I thought she had more integrity than to involve herself in having somebody drugged, beaten, raped, and murdered for a call. I thought Mark and Tina raised her better. I thought more of her than she did of herself, or she wouldn't have involved herself. Okay? And I said, but Mark's family, he told everybody they were Muslims. And it was either Iraq or Iran they came from. And they're supposed to have oil fields, and they're supposed to be very wealthy. Okay? They're Middle Eastern, and they're Muslim, and they're supposed to be wealthy. He told everybody about them. Okay? Well, we go, and I was talking about the investigators catching Melissa, telling them why I called her stupid. And that they were taped saying they made everything up. Well, they've been telling everybody that since 18. 18, okay? I go in Walmart 62. First, these guys are there. They said, they were supposed to be getting even with her for saying the FBI was involved. But they said they have FBI agent John taped admitting he told everyone on her before he talked to her. I know. They said no one's allowed to say a word. Okay? It's documented and verified by the police. The agent that returned my phone call from the FBI hotline is the one that told on me. Okay? Told all the churches. Confessed on a recorded line. Seen by the police in hundreds. Telling on me. Okay? He told the police he was only acting that way to get the drug dealers. Okay? And he knew everything was drugged and photoshopped, and he was so mean to me on the phone. He wanted to make sure that I wasn't part of these people defrauding him. Okay? And he couldn't believe they tried to even pull such a scam with him. And when they mentioned if I knew anything about the scam, they couldn't even keep it together. They were laughing. So hard they couldn't even stop. I know they were. Sounded like mean teenagers. Okay? Because they knew everything was drugged in Photoshop and he was going to go after them. Okay? Harville police told people that too, that he said it. Okay. Announced at Walmart 62 and 18. Okay. Now I'm going to put it this way. Shame on you, FBI agent John. Laughing at me for some drug dealer I've never met. Keeping me washing in the shower. Just think if it was your mother. Your mother and some sick pervert, some drug dealer, taping her naked in the shower, washing herself, and Photoshop that in her room, some pervert. And that pervert had been breaking and lacing drinks, stabbing her with date rape drugs, telling her to say stuff and have her beat and raped. Shame on you for laughing at me for that. Shame on you. You would be laughing if it was your mother or your family member. Shame on you. Like my mother. Shame on you for laughing at me for some drug dealer, some human trafficker, some pervert. You would be laughing if it happened to your family. There's nothing funny about it. When you find out it's just some sexual pervert preying on people in their homes, there's nothing funny about it. Then, as we walked through Walmart, people were saying, she's some kind of FBI informant. They said she never got prosecuted because the police taped those kids saying they were lying. No one say anything. I was 18. They announced at Walmart you sold the login. Everybody knows that bitch lied. Repeatedly. The police and investigators have told you they caught them lying. Huh? Got taped that they made everything up. January 12th, 22. Officer John stopped big men at the door. When those kids get caught today and they made everything up. How about in 18 after Thanksgiving of 18? Melissa's so stupid she made everything up when you were fishing with Dave. She's actually that stupid. She didn't check where you were. Called her stupid. How about October 23rd, 2019? Florida rat them out. They were games of pretend they made up. Slap them. I would have spanked him. I was horrified. Told a bunch of adults how they made up these mean games of pretend. Okay? Let's see. October 5th, 21. Huntington Bank, they were talking about that girl lying. They were talking about, the sheriffs were laughing at some guy named Kurt for falling for those kids that scammed. Called him slow. And 21, if he just found out those kids were lying, is slow. That's why he tells everybody to stay out of it. June 23rd to July 4th of 21, they were talking about a line in Pennsylvania, Kentucky, and Illinois. I left the state. Yeah. Documented mean games of pretend. Okay? What part of right after Thanksgiving of 18? Walmart 62, the police have a huddle. Why are they having those kids make that shit up? Oh, they're just trying to scare her out of the house. That's it. We interviewed her whole family. They spoke highly of her. It's found innocent of everything by Thanksgiving of 18. Where John on Thanksgiving of 18 asked him what's going on. I don't know, Mom. Melissa just happened to make it up because I told him you're going through a divorce, moving out, but don't worry about it. No one can say anything bad about you. She'll have her church people make out something too, but don't worry about it. Nobody could ever say anything bad about you. It's just because you're moving out and going to be going through a divorce. You shouldn't have said anything till it happened. Well, I did. And because I did, and it's just made up, and nobody can say anything bad about you. Don't worry about it. And Dave, Karen, you're good to the kids, you're good to the grandkids, you would never hurt anyone. You're good to everyone, no matter who it is. That ass even defended me. Huh? Went to Josh. Yeah, I've never done anything bad or wrong. Never said you did. Went to the twins. Same question. I said, I've never done anything bad or wrong. That's the truth. Always been good to you, yes. Josh's girls, too. Danny and Jen. Christmas Eve of 22, where Eric, one of the drug dealers, he's the one that stalked her. Okay? On November 18th, 22, all the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to do it, my idea to say it. For all these people turned on and they fell for it. Well, it's only you. I could take care of it. I know it's that bad and I still fell for it. Asked Danny and Jen, you know anything about that jackass? On Christmas Eve of 22. She's like, no, but if he confessed, he's probably long gone. I said, did you know where they kicked in my door on the 6th day? Yes. Dave said it was the realtor passing out keys. Don't report it? Yes. Did you know about button cameras? No. Did you know about a Photoshop of me washing in the shower in another room to make me look weird? She's like, no. I said, did you know all of the orange, lemon, and grapefruit-sized bruises I had all over me, almost passed out, including by the second week in front of the neighbor? Yes. It kept happening? Yes. Did you know they were drugging, beating me, and telling me to say weirdo stuff? And she's like, no, I thought you were working too hard and bruising too easy. Kids came out of the room. Grandma was at, what's going on? We didn't know. She even said it where Carl could hear it lately. So, they didn't know. And they really didn't know. Because where her mom had passed in 23, okay, where I kept trying to tell them, some pervert has pictures of everybody using the bathroom, okay, and these people are running around admitting they sold kitty porn, admit they sold me on porn sites, admitted they photoshopped all their lies, made everything up on me, and drugged me and told me to say it before I laughed how they framed me in 18, 19, okay. Danny was off in the distance. Still don't know I know. Said I finally went to Dad. Asked him what on earth is going on. He said he hired Pete on his own. It was Pete and his men. He has her framed. He says a bunch of crazy crap the drugs and told us say I've never met my rapist. Okay? And he said when she called the FBI hotline for help, some agent showed up at that church. He talked to her when she walked off. So it makes a little more sense. Melissa, her family being from a rich Iraqi family. Oil fields. Yeah, they were saying in Walmart today. That's why they helped out. Where they had Dave say, they said Dave hired the Iraqi and his men. They didn't want him to realize it was Melissa's family. I was in Walmart today. What does she want? Life in federal? Seriously. They were talking about it in 18. Melissa could go to jail for even involving herself in this. And the one officer said, well, we could write it up. She was just showing off for the new girlfriend, so we don't have to arrest her. She's wanting life, right? Yeah. Now, how many times from the beginning of the case that little white man came up the first month of the case? Walked up. For every idle word you tell on us, I'll turn it on you. I woke up with an 11-size bruise on my leg. Been throwing up that morning. Got myself together, went down to Walmart 62 at Wood Forest in front of a whole bunch of police officers. Came up and said that to me. You know that bruise on you? He said, for every idle word you tell on us, I'll turn it on you. You try to leave Dave, I'll list your child molester. How would you like some freaking weirdo to walk up and say that to you? You didn't even know who it was. He's like, you know that bruise on your leg? It's like, yeah, I use sodium pentothal on you. Do you know what you said? There's something about a wrong nightgown bending over improperly, accidentally seeing my butt, a life of pain, and threaten me again? What did he confess? He was drugging me up. He worked for Dave. This was their plan. And telling me to say lies. Went home to a legally bugged house and Dave debunked it. Didn't even own that nightgown back then, and I was dressed modestly and they only seen the back of my knees. They laughed in the 18. They had drugged me and told me to say all kinds of stuff. They erased people out of the room. They photoshopped all their lies, and even photoshopped a feminine wipey above the toilet to make me look weird. Then March 1st to 3rd of 21, they said they put 2 clips together, put her in a porn. It's not her, it's them. Their tapes are so altered. March 13, 21, they told the nurse at Mercy Medical the only thing they had me on was adjusting myself, simply wiping off water with clothes on, and just brushed it off. They didn't have anything else. In January of 22, a ladies group came down from Ravenna, told people in Canton we made a big mistake being in her home before. She's never said she did anything wrong before, and when she simply wiped the water off with clothes on, she went straight down, didn't expose herself, as if anybody would care about that. And those people raped her. Okay, after March 13th, 21, people started saying stuff that never happened. It made my stomach bleed. Because they went from simply just brushing off water with clothes on to you touch yourself, you expose yourself, you touch yourself, look weird. My God, that never happened. It made my stomach bleed. Popped up blood for days. I mean, my stomach was bleeding from the stress. I didn't know. And like the police said, we all knew Karen didn't know. Okay? Then I got to thinking they're playing me. They put my head on somebody else's body. Then I got to thinking, what would you be doing? If you touch yourself, expose yourself, you're undressing. You touch yourself, look weird, but not weird. What would you be doing? It sounds like you got undressed and you got in the shower and you're washing. Showering, right? Walked outside, smoked. She figured out what they did. May 12th, 22 at noon, they found a tape of them emitting a shower scene in the other room. May 26th, 22 at noon, the shower scene was done on purpose. March 24th, 22, 1:30, they emitted a frame of me. May 12th, 22, they found a tape of them emitting a shower scene in the other room. Then the May 26th, 22 at noon, the shower scene was done on purpose. February to March of 22, they told my client's neighbor in Navarre that Pete ordered everything to be drugged, photoshopped, and made up on me. Alright, May 25th, 21, other church people breaking in before drugging me, telling me to say weirdo stuff. Got 2 witnesses in my phone. 8/9/21, the apartment building, 42nd, close to the fence. A lady and little girls lived there back then. They were outside talking about being drugged and told to say it. 4 or 5 neighbors got together, did a police report. No, 1295 Fairlawn, a little white lady screamed at him. She talked to several people in 21. November 1st to 3rd of 21, an African American lady in Save-A-Lot on Whipple was telling people she found out they made everything up on me. December 9, 21, Edith Oakland apartment on Cleveland Avenue, maintenance man, that all the tapes before were them and not me, and it was just a bunch of men doing crimes down here, see if someone will stop them. Okay? Same day, white man bald with dark eyes distributing food at the Stark County Hunger Task Force on 9th Street in Canton. Actually worked my case as a guard, came out and said we always knew the days before were them and not her, so we never said a word. January 19th, 22, they told the Department of Disability I was drugged and told to say it. February 2nd, 22, Burlington Coat Factory. A Latino man walked up with his girlfriend. I see her out today. It's not funny what's going on. I know. I wish I wouldn't have drugged her first and told her to say it. Got my client away from him. Said I heard that Latino guy say that he drugged you and told you to say it before. This is crazy, Karen. People admit to drugging you and tell you to say it before, and admit to raping you in front of people in stores. I'm like, stay out of it. I never seen her talk to anybody before. I only had bruises. Okay. We go to Save a Lot, and they send their hate crime out on phones. And people are screaming around and Save a Lot, oh my goodness, they admitted to drugging her and tell her to say it before. Down in Canton, I went to take him home, and there's a brown house across the way. An African-American man ran out and yelled at the postman. They're like, we all heard it. There was an investigator from Ravenna that drives a black Sebring. Pulled up and said, I seen her out today. I found out that bastard really did drug her and tell her to say it before. Okay? If I see his car, he'll tell people to leave me alone. Okay? June 7th, 23, they made fun of FBI agent John, Lighthouse Tabernacle, and the cartel. FBI agent John fell for the stunt at Taste before. Oh, come on now. That FBI agent fell for that? You're kidding. You mean John actually fell for it? Oh, come on now. You mean that FBI agent actually fell for a stunt at Taste before that were only a stunt? Is that what's going on? And then the name, title, and tackle. They sell videos of it to children. Even last year, we've seen videos of them making fun of women. You're a public fool. I talked to police. I've talked to retired sheriffs. No law enforcement would fall for such a scam. That nothing's trustworthy, hasn't been for a long time. That they can put your head on somebody else's body, change your eye color, hair color. They can change your clothing. They can move the shower scene to another room, anywhere. They can take words out of sentences, other sentences, tape over, make it look like you're saying something you didn't. And no one's allowed to be in your home. No law enforcement would fall for that. Prosecutor's office, please. Criminal attorney, no one could be in my home before. In October, November of 21, I was in Maslin Stack here with my client. Maslin officer came in uniform. I'm here to watch her. There's a Steve and Eric stalking her. And we don't know who they are yet. And it's actually funny. Nothing they have is admissible. Of course not. It's the Fourth Amendment. July 9th, 23, Trinity Gospel on a Sunday morning. The cartel was daring the FBI. The FBI wouldn't dare fix this after what one of their agents did. August of 23, Officer Mark, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it should be on a Tuesday. He's out in Cole's parking lot. He's loud, it goes across the parking lot. No, this is funny. She said the lady he's talking to, did her ex-husband defend her? Yes, we taped him. Did anybody ever speak to her? No. Then they had to frame her. He said it's documented and verified she was framed before. Was it the drug cartel? Yes, we've seen them. So who was in my home before? The cartel. It's also documented and verified it was a medication error that made her sick before. And another woman was using her insurance. She's like, none of this is funny. He said, I know that. Last March to April, I went to Faith Family Church, now the Stark County Sheriff's Office with the FBI case. officer in uniform said, I didn't think it was one bit funny how that Agent John talked to her. Because all the police know he told on me. Okay? He said, and we all know they made fun of him for falling for this, and this whole thing's a mess. There's a bunch of crackheads playing with me. Now think of what you're making fun of. A human trafficking victim, a rape victim, the drug cartel ran a scam on, like the Stark County Prosecutor's Office is a fraud scheme, where you had all the signs of being drugged, being raped, seen by the doctor. Nobody thought of a rapist. You had to be seen for injuries. Okay? They probably did drug you up until you say something. You had all the signs of being drugged, being raped. He said, and where they laugh at your face, in your face, in front of people, that they photoshopped a shower scene of you washing yourself, they probably did. It's a fraud scheme. They did the biggest mistake. They did it in your home. It's the Fourth Amendment. Officer Brian Hart, Louisville, knocked on my door and said a government official was worried about me. Had him come over and talk to me. I was telling him about what they were saying. He laughed. He crossed his arms. He said, I don't care what they say they got. I don't care what they said they did. Until the FBI, that FBI agent, agreed to protect you, had statements of threat of life from everyone in that home. He had to have a court order too. They would go to jail for being in your home. It's illegal to be in somebody's home no matter what, and it's illegal to look and listen. Portage County Sheriff's Criminal Attorney Prosecutor's Office. It's a big fraud scheme from the drug dealers. Now, Agent John, you told the police you already knew everything was drugged and photoshopped. My neighbor, Jim, his son edits movies for a living. He said he could do it with an app in his phone. My friend Matt said he talked to a friend with a $800 laptop. It'd be super simple to do all that. And see, I talked to police officers and sheriffs, and they said no law enforcement would fall for that. It was like in April of last year. I was in Longhorn Steakhouse. Some of the officers were laughing. You know that weird with yourself? We always knew it was photoshopped or washing. No other ones, some other guys like, it's not even funny. You can tell she was drugged when they drugged her and told her to say it before. It's not even funny. And another lady is like, do you realize how not funny it is to take a drink out of a drink and the room go dizzy and black or wake up with injection marks, having bruises you didn't know where they came from, throwing up, almost passing out in a severe personal infection, and no memory of what happened to you? Do you realize how not funny it is? Where would you find it funny? So, it's documented, verified by the police. I was framed before, and it was a drug cartel. So, Agent John, where they said you were just acting that way to get the drug dealers, are you done playing with the damn fools? Should be in May of 24 on a Sunday morning. I'm in Myers, North Main, in North Canton. A lady came in. I talked to the police that worked her case. They said it's ridiculous for anybody to insult her. She almost died to save children, and they knew the backup plan was stocking tapes if she didn't die. That weird with yourself? They knew it was photoshopped of washing yourself in the shower, and they photoshopped that. And they had drugged her and told her to say it before, and that they were going to use it as an extortion plan, trying to steal money or things. It was a backup plan if she didn't die. They always knew that. They didn't fool the cops at all. Should be January 25th, 2019. Legally bugged how somebody knocks on the door to tell my ex-husband the police always knew she was innocent and innocent before. And they were talking about it at the station. Some guy was bailing this guy out from a team and said if she's innocent, I'll pay a fine or a bail. Said no, the police always knew she was innocent and innocent before. And they never want to arrest her. They knew somebody else did something wrong before. They've hired the drug cartel. Run a drug scam. Nine 18-19, day of my divorce. The police tell the judges in Ravenna, for you had us look into it. You knew she couldn't handle it, and you knew she appreciated us doing it. You could find she did nothing wrong. They were talking about it August 13th, 24 in Mark's on North Manning, North Canton. We found a tape of Ethan the police telling the judges that they looked into everything and found her innocent of everything. Now, I'll let you know, this one place I was working, they had this cleaning lady. She came in, she told me, we were talking. She was a retired CIA agent. Had to retire because of health issues. She used to be a sniper for him. Okay. For somebody who's retired, she goes outside and talks to him. And she wanted to talk about the Texas group with me. She said, you know, you can tell you've been around the human traffickers. The way you stand, the way you talk, the way you present yourself. Every time I talk to you, it's like talking to a mafia mama. And we were talking about the Texas group. She said that Texas group, they're so dangerous. They've killed FBI and CIA agents. She's like, do you know they dismember people? I said, I know that. Because a Lori's family member, she was telling me they dismembered her. They dismember people. Okay? Did you know they can walk up and shoot people in the car? Yeah, I heard that one too. Now, do you think it's funny they hired the Texas group? Oh, you might want to scour Fairlawn. They found 32 children in Akron last year. If those idiots are up there, or tell them what's up there. Think about it. Okay, so that's where January 5th, 25. The police called the feds out in Walmart 62. What is this? Another FBI agent lied to the U.S. Marshal she was weird with herself? We always knew it was photoshopped of washing herself in the shower. And they had drugged her and told her to say it before. Now another FBI agent has lied to the U.S. Marshals. Yeah. So, Agent John, are you done playing with the damn fools? Because they made a public fool out of you. And the only reason why I couldn't think why you didn't SWAT team them, hailstones from heaven, the wrath of the federal government come upon them, Waco? There had to have been somebody bigger. You got to think, they walked in and told that FBI agent they had sodium pentothal reports. They need to research their lies. 100%. Sodium pentothal was outlawed in our country in like 2011, 2017. It's an anesthetic they were using in surgery, shuts down your airways. If you do live through it, you end up lying because you will admit to anything. You'll say yes to anything. Crimes too. Had somebody admit to Pearl Harbor. It's a spy flick movie. It's a anesthetic that shuts down your airway that you just happen to say yes to, so they called it True Serum. Okay? And they were even using it in lethal injections in prisons, and they outlawed it for that because it shut your airway down too fast. So what they were saying to a federal agent, they were using something as lethal as anthrax to make me lie. And it was date rape amnesia drugs. It was date rape amnesia drugs. See, like the prosecutor's office, we all know about those amnesia drugs for sleepwalking. Michelle's group, the Florida human traffickers, were bragging that they could control anybody for 4 to 6 hours. They called them mind-controlling drugs. Now I want you to think about that. Oh, as if you haven't heard of a roofie. Went out to eat with that 80-year-old that said he just wanted someone to talk to. He lost his girlfriend of 10 years. Felt sorry for him. Ordered a hamburger, a coffee, and a water. He got the same. Looked at me and said, "You're pretty." I'm like, "Thanks." He's like, "You want to live with me?" I thought, "Can I eat my hamburger first?" And he's like, "I've heard of those roofies. You slip one to a woman, she'll talk real nice to you, take her home, have sex with her, get her dressed, leave her somewhere, she don't know what you did to her, and start chuckling." Sure didn't leave my water with him. See, that's where I talk to a criminal attorney. We all know you're sleepwalking with those drugs. Racketeering, drugs, rape, threats, and attempted extortion is a 20-year sentence. Everyone that walked in his office should have been arrested immediately. But you said you were bringing in to the country a lethal outlaw drug that kills people. You walked in with a Florida drug cartel. And then the Texas group showed up. Human traffickers than the other ones, and it blew up. So, now, Agent John, where I go into Akron, and the investigators, we all know Karen's Well is still open. And we all know it's a nationwide human trafficking scam. Okay? If you look up FBI nationwide human trafficking scam, there's pages. We were a part of their mega case. Mega case. You wouldn't be obstructing justice in a mega case, right? You were running the front lines with the marshals and everybody else to get to the big bad drug dealers, right? That's where that CIA agent, I was telling her a little bit about him. She's like, "I hate FBI agents. They'll let the locals get away with horrible crimes and go after the big drug dealers." That's what you're doing, right? That, and you told the police you don't like people scamming you. You do know they sell videos of them mocking you, as little as 5-year-olds. I seen a video of them making fun of Will. They made a puppet fool out of you. They were complaining in 23 that agent can turn this around on them at any moment. They keep poking at him. Now, Agent John, I like my money. We all know you told on me before I called. After I called the FBI hotline, you went around telling everyone. Told everybody you didn't care. They were drug beating, raping me. And you're a cop. And you use the pathetic excuse of strangers lie. That's why you didn't care. Told the police you were only acting that way to get the drug dealers. Because when you go from where I called the hotline, next day you try to call me back and they have me so drugged up. Couldn't answer the phone, let it ring. Had rivers of tears running down my face. Kept saying I can't in my sleep. Woke up later, I couldn't even stand up straight. Doubled up, what's wrong with me again? Had to get all hold on to the wall, get to the bathroom, to the refrigerator, got back in bed, listen to the voicemail, this is agent, da-da-da-da-da, call me back, I can't, I fall back to sleep. Second day, not much better. Third day, made myself get up, holding my head, what is wrong with me? I feel drunk and I don't drink. If you Google date rape amnesia drugs, the side effects, it makes you feel drunk. When it wears off, it makes you sick. Okay? And I didn't know that. I've learned a lot during this case. Got enough air in my face, called one of my witnesses. Said they had witnessed for me, went out, bought a car, put that agent's number in, dropped it off at the mall. Manager put it locker, went up to Apostolic Church of Barberton. Paul Paymer screamed at Dave. My God, I had an FBI agent in my office. He's right there. I walk off as he's screaming at him. Women walk up, you know, she's being drugged, beaten, raped. He said he didn't care. I'm covered in bruises, lost 18 pounds, severely infected. My heart's sinking in my stomach. I go in and sit down. They follow me, sit behind me. He knows she's being drugged, beaten, raped, and he said he didn't care. And then he said Strange's baby lie, called me a faker to cover up Tim and Katie. Then medication or medical malpractice, where he just made up that baby lie 6 months after a traffic accident I had nothing to do with. And him calling me a mean word had nothing to do with them. It had been 15 years. Can't feel sorry for people like that. Had nothing to do with either. And it took me 9 months to get well. Documented medical malpractice and medication errors. Like they said, that agent needed to get his facts straight. They're like, she's being drugged, being raped, and he said he didn't care if she was going to be faking she was sick and faking she got well. He didn't care what they did to her. And if she was going to be mean to women, he didn't care what they did to her. And he was going to turn her back over to him. Can you imagine an agent saying that? Dave comes in, let's go. Get out in the car. You call the FBI on me, I ought to kill you myself. I started screaming at him. I said, what'd you expect with all these people threatening my life and people showing up? So he went for a loaded gun and put my hand on the council. Went to punch me and punched me all the way home. Almost jumped out on the highway. Right in front of him. Next morning, rivers of tears. Rivers. I call him, I tell him somebody told on me. I hadn't talked to him yet. Okay? I tell him someone told on me, you liar. I tell him about the guy that threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle. You liar, was there a camera above the bench? I don't know. He's like, then you better say you're lying. I said, well, he tried to kidnap me before I can say Terry Coverley seen him. he said, oh, come on. Even if a church person seen him, they wouldn't verify it. Well, she did. That's why there's bad journals. Okay? He said, I've met with that family in my office and all those church people, and I know they're trying to kill you. Because, and he says, strangers lie. I said, look, I really was sick before. Dear God, I almost died. It took me 9 months to get well. And he's like, you know, I was stunned. I'm like, I really was sick before. You liar, was there a camera above the bench or not? I don't know. You say a liar, I'll arrest you. You hear me? You start screaming, I was going to put me in jail. He's like, now say it or else. It's like, fine, whatever. Ha 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 ha. That guy had already killed Lori's family member. Had people laugh how he tied her up and cut her up in pieces, and that's how she died. I think it's funny they raped her. Went on to take Marlisa's niece. They're really not funny, Agent John. He works with the big truck guys from Florida's human trafficking people. The authorities know all about him, so what was your problem? He said, now I want you to say, you were faking you were sick before. Well, that's ridiculous. You know? I said, I really was sick before. He's like, you liar. He said, I've met with that family in my office. You should have bitch slapped them. Totally, and talked to them like they were grown. You should have slapped them hard across the face, knocked them down to your desk, handcuffed them, and said, you better be alive. You should have been the badass cop. What, you know, and them using their family's tragedy that had to kill people and help their cult had nothing. Strange making up that shit ass lie on me had nothing to do with them, and it was 6 months later. Her father ran a stop sign into a semi, and Strange didn't make up that lie till November of 2003. Their kid died in May. I started with Dr. Eli in November 2002. Almost well in April, because it was the medication making me sick. May 3rd, 2003 was that accident. I had nothing to do with it. We were all at home. And Strange didn't make up that lie till November 2003. And it was documented medical malpractice, fraud, and medication errors. They're ripping off my insurance, getting kickbacks from the drug companies, according to Altman Family Physicians, and it was fraud. It's the medicine making me sick. They were just ripping me off. They wanted to do brain surgery. They were lying on everything. Okay? And I almost died. And if I would have sued them, I would have been a millionaire. So to say you're not sick at that point of having seizures, heart attacks, your whole body swelled up, your thyroid and adrenal gland shut down, you're dying. Okay? And it took me 9 months to get well. I had to work my ass off. So, where you said, oh, I say you're faking you were sick before. Well, I really was sick before. You liar. I met with that family in my office and all those church people. And I know they're trying to kill you. And he says strangers lie. I was like, I really was sick before. You need to realize what you've done, and I don't blame them for trying to kill you. Do you usually go along with people calling people bad words and then they can mean lies? And that you can kill them? Because somebody made up a baby lie to cover up their son's adultery? Seriously? You knew they were playing you, right? Because Strange calling me a faker 6 months later had nothing to do with their father running a stop sign. They're not even connected, and it's a half a year later. Huh? So why would they even care? It's not even connected to that. Manipulating people to help out is sick and disgusting. But you confessed again. You knew they were trying to kill me. Conspiracy to commit murder is a federal crime. They confessed to you. You're going to go back and arrest them? Okay? Now you've already confessed. You were seen by the police. And hundreds of people now you confessed on a recorded line. You told on me. Okay? And I said I really was sick. You say it earlier, you were there. And I said, but they'll kill me. So, you say it earlier, you were there. You hear me say it? It's like, fine, just don't let them kill me. Why would that be? I help a person like you. They're going to try to kill me, so. They've tried to kill me, so. And then they yell out the drug dealer, the rapist name, where Dave hired Pete on his own. It was Pete and his man. I've never met my rapist. So where people make fun of me, I don't even know who he is. That's where the police tell people not to say a word. Nana's funny. She's never even met the man that did it. Think about that. Some serial sexual predator. They call him a serial rapist. Okay? Preying on people in their homes, running scams on it. It's really not funny when you realize who's doing it. And the only Pete I know is my brother, Medina. He said, we could always use Pete's paperwork with yourself, the shower scene in the other room. He's talking about the rapist, the drug dealer Dave hired on his own. And the only Pete I know is my brother, Medina. I haven't seen him in years, but I talked to him on the phone. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Because it's Photoshop. Okay? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he says something else about him. I never met him. So drugs and told to say it. And he said, well, I bet you're going to say you don't know anything about this doctor selling your information. HIPAA violations. 1 to 5 years, $250,000 fine. You sue him for $1.5 million. It's illegal for any doctor to talk about you without your permission. It's HIPAA. It's a right to privacy. It's a big scam from that church. Well, I had that lady use my insurance for 15 years. Thought maybe it was one of her bills. No, it's just a big scam. I said, what are you talking about? Stop, she don't know. Give me a real reason. Well, my brother-in-law, Craig Davis, died March 26, 1990 at moving paperwork between the Pentagon and some other building. A gravel truck came around the road and turned over and crushed his car. He was killed instantly. He worked, he was a DI agent. Traveled the whole world, undercover. Okay. He said, first of all, have you talked to any law enforcement about threats in your life? I said, the only 2 officers I've ever talked to, I call them silly or stupid. August 8th of 18, they came out light security system. Said, it looks like an alien orb or an angry spirit. And I thought they were dehydrated, so I offered them water. Because he talks like that. Alien orb or angry spirit? Light in a security system? Think about that. And then told me to buy a dog and let a dog handle it. They don't want bothered. He's like, you're kidding, right? And I said, no, I've never even had my neighbors in my home. I've only had repair guys, installation guys, and family. Is that what's going on? Do you know if Dave has a girlfriend? I said, well, I think he's cheating, but I never caught him. Started laughing. She said she never caught him. Why is that funny? December 9th of 18, Dave verified I never caught him. With anyone. Ever. So what was so funny about me not catching him? Alright, and then he offers to take and leave me somewhere with no money. And then he said, if you agree to get information on Dave and the churches, I can open an informant program. And I said, I can do that. Comes with $5,000 a month. I'm putting the money on the card. When will we be able to come down and pick it up? I don't know. Well, help broke loose. Okay. And after that, and He said, you'll have a life of peace as an informant. Nothing legally dated against you again, and only for you would we do this for. We'll always put it back as if it never happened. You can't be legally charged for anything for work in this case. You have that money to live on. Admit to no wrongdoing, and I'll take care of everything in the end. But if you try to tell someone, I'll tell people you're crazy and the FBI won't help you. I told the Starr County Prosecutor's Office. He laughed till he had tears. Chuckled. Oh, he did tell me. My best friend is the chief of police in Canton. He's a really good man. And it's 2018. He said, if you can't get a hold of me, he said he will always make sure the Canton Police protect you. You can trust him. He's a really good man. My friend from the prosecutor's office said the chief of police of Canton in 2018 was a very good man. A very, very good man. He said, I'll let you know that. And he said, and when he started talking about, 10, 15 Canton police officers paraded around the McDonald's we were sitting in. It was something. The police know they can't go along with anything that agent said, except for listing informant with money and immunity. Get the money for risking your life and to get them information. He can't make up his own restrictions. It can't be in a court or no judge could sign it. They go to jail. He's only bullying you for them to get away with this. Karen, you don't realize you're in one of the many witness protection programs. Informants are different. You stay yourself and you feed them the information. And that agent opened a threat of life and a protected life case. You can never get out of protected custody your whole life. You get the money for the rest of your life, for risking your life to get the government information they owe you. He cannot withhold it. He cannot misdirect it. He can't make up restrictions. And they can't go along with it. He said, due to the freedom of speech, you can tell however you want. It takes a judge to put a gag order on you. He's only a higher police officer, and the police know that. They can't go along with that. And he can't bully you into false statements either. He can't tell anybody they can't help you. You don't have that kind of authority. He was only bullying you so they get away with this, and the police know that. Talk to a criminal attorney, same thing. Talk to other police officers, same thing. And until the FBI puts you in another witness protection program, you'll stay an informant for life, for you have a life of peace as an informant. It's one of my fingerprints are sealed. Do you know without the chaos and drama of this case, I have one traffic ticket? 1989, I paid my ticket. There's nothing against me. Not even an accusation. I was found innocent of everything. They told these people you're messing with the wrong person, the police watcher. Now, I like my money. We all know you told on me. You don't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. It's not in a court order. And because the only reason why I haven't figured out why the police haven't arrested your dumbass, if you are actually stealing in front of people, is that you are just scamming the drug dealers. That you're dirty and you're stealing and you're embezzling and helping sell government technology, that you're that dirty. Then you're tricking me to go arrest him. I like my money. I'm tired of playing with a terrorist. The agreement was for Dave and the church people. And they didn't mention about no terrorist. No drug cartels, drug lords. We would have been talking a lot more money, or hide me federal agent or else. Are you nuts? You left me in hell. I'll be like the police that watch me. How dare you ever insult me? For some crackhead ever playing with me like that. I almost died to save my family. The police and the marshals used the case. Saved hundreds. Arrested thousands. Like they said, she was part of a really big bust. A really big bust. We're part of the nationwide human trafficking scam. When all those cartels were here in Ohio, the ones that came around me, laughing in their face like they weren't stoppable, confessing their crimes. See, where those idiot people will destroy you till they can't use your testimony. They never wanted my testimony. They didn't want a drugged up rape victim to testify in court. They wanted you to confess under police surveillance. See, he tricked you. Like they said, the way the agent opened that case, it can't be disputed. The sheriffs have been taping it. Hi, guys. It stands up in court without her. It's legal police surveillance. It's a protected custody with threat and attempt to life for an FBI informant, with money and immunity, statements and a court order for it. It crosses everything. He got you. They were laughing alliance a couple weeks ago. That's what's going on. That agent went around telling everybody he didn't care what happened to her. And they thought he left. He tricked them all. He got them all under police surveillance with a court order, and they were chuckling in alliance. That agent got him. Better poker player? Now that we're done with the poker playing thing, there's more up in Fairlawn. You need to go get him. You need to get Michelle, too. She's claiming she could be new drug lord, and she now runs the Florida Human Traffickers. And she's in it with the Texas group. And I'd like my money, and I would like a new name, car, phone, place not backed by cartels. Okay? Because we all know you don't have the authority to withhold it. It's quartered. See, that's where Officer Mark or John, will you go to the marshals and the judge in Stark County? Because the court, it's in Stark County Courthouse, protected custody case. September 23rd, 2018 to October 3rd of 2018, I'll be there. I know the sheriff's work it too. The judge that signed it, it is for just working the case. And like the prosecutor's office said, every case comes with money and immunity, and get it for the rest of your life for risking your life to get the government information they owe you. But they should have given me a lot more money. And he can't withhold it. If you tell him I didn't get my money, they'll reissue it and back pay me. If you go to the marshals, and yeah, they already worked the case, and we all know John was telling everybody he was bullshitting them about the shower scene in the other room, like he was going along with it. Yeah, he knew it was to, photoshopped or washing yourself. He even knew that. And he knew they drugged me and told me to say it. He was going after him for trying to defraud him, trying to scam him. See, I hate when people say they're Karen's Will. Karen's Will is a mean FBI agent that don't like people to defraud him or scam him. And he'll get you no matter what. You don't care who he sacrifices. And my guardian angels are Officer Mark and Officer John. Try to disrespect me in front of them, they'll be in your face. Any officer, like Walter from the prosecutor's office when he used to work there. He said, Karen, you don't realize you have a lot of great favor with a lot of police officers. They think so highly of you for working that FBI case. When the police came up to me, you need to be proud of what you lived through. Because of what you lived through, we got all this information on those people. You helped save a lot of lives. My neighbor, Keith, went down to the U.S. Marshals because he's seen the Florida Human Traffickers at Faith Family Church. He met one of the guys they saved. So somebody that risked their life that saved others and hundreds because they were raped, tortured, skull bashed in, human trafficked, drugged. beat with internal injuries, almost shot in the head driving, phase 6 stalkers, drug title plus 70 pounds. While these people were laughing in my face who they worked for, what crimes they were committing, and you went after them. You saved all those people and arrested all those bad guys. Because of what happened to me, I like my money. I actually needed a new name, social. So we all know the cartel has it. Phone, vehicle not bugged by them, and an apartment building because they have admitted to seeing me here. Like Sheriff David Mike DeWine's cousin, you should have been put in a safe house the first day. Oh, yeah. But, yeah. Because then you got to think of the scenario. He's told everybody, and then he says, I can't say anything. There's no secret. He already told. He's a tattletale. See, that's where it's just, he's scamming these people. I like what, and dear God, I'd hope to think that you are not that dirty, that you're openly stealing in front of people and turning rape victims back over the cartel just to steal from the government. Because you look like the worst white-collar criminal in the world. Okay? I'm going to upload this.